Ladies and gentlemen, Raiders, gather up for a moment. Because today I want to talk about something that doesn't always get the spotlight. Something simple, something underrated, but something that can completely change the way you play Arc Raiders. The power of looting and extracting. Now, when people drop into the sprawl or the wild zones, they're usually thinking one thing. Fight everything, shoot everything, clear everything. And sure, that's fun, that's intense, that's what keeps our hearts pumping. But the real secret to long-term success in Arc Raiders isn't always about how many enemies you drop. It's about how much value you bring home. Because at its core, Arc Raiders is a game of risk and reward. And the most successful raiders, the ones with stacked inventories, upgraded gear, and consistent progress, are the ones who understand something very simple. Surviving is more important than flexing. When you focus on looting and extracting, here's what happens. First, you eliminate unnecessary risk. Every fight you take is a dice roll. Maybe you win, maybe you come out with a sliver of health, or maybe you lose everything you brought in. Loot and extract players understand that you don't need to win every fight. You just need to win the ones that matter. And the fight for your loot, the fight on the way to extraction, that is the one that matters. Second, you build consistency. When you play smart, you start waking up with full loadouts instead of empty stashes. You start stockpiling resources, components, currency, the stuff that actually moves your account forward. You're never broke. You're never desperate. And most importantly, you're never forced to run trash gear because you lost everything to ego. Third, you always stay in control of the pace. Loot and extract isn't passive, it's strategic. You choose where to go, what to avoid, and when to push. You're playing the game on your terms, not reacting to chaos all around you. You start learning the map, the patterns, the spawn points. You get faster, you get smarter, you get better. And let me tell you, nothing in Arc Raiders feels better than slipping past danger, backpack loaded with loot, making that final sprint to extraction. Hearing the engines roaring as your ride comes in to pick you up, and knowing you just beat the system with pure intelligence instead of pure firepower. Fourth, you prepare yourself for bigger challenges. Looting and extracting gives you the gear and resources you need for the real fights. The bosses, the tougher zones, the high-risk missions. If you try to rush into high-tier content without the foundation, you get crushed. But if you've been playing the long game, keeping your stash healthy and your loadouts upgraded, suddenly you're ready for anything. And finally, and this is the big one, you win more than you lose. And that is the true heart of progression in this game. A raider who extracts with 30% of the loot they find will always outperform a raider who fights everything and dies half the time. Because losses hurt more than wins help. That's the nature of extraction shooters. Every death is a setback. Every extract is a stepping stone. Looting and extracting is not cowardly. It's not playing scared. It is playing smart. It's understanding the economy, the odds, and the long-term grind. So when someone says, "Why don't you fight more?" you tell them this. I'm not here to impress. I'm here to progress. Because at the end of the day, the raider with the most loot, the most upgrades, the best gear, and the most consistent extracts is the raider who survives.